Welcome everyone to this three-phase program where we're going to be starting with Introductory to Web. My name is Wahab Giwa and you are highly welcome once again. So first off, there are going to be two requirements for now. The further we go into the program, the more requirements there will be, and we would have to upgrade our environment or machine to suit these requirements or to match these requirements. So we'll be starting with Visual Studio Code. This is an IDE that enables you to write clean code fast and accurately. And what this is saying is you can use snippets to write your code, which saves a lot of time. And I'll be showing you more on this as we proceed. But for now, understand that this is what it's simply stating. You can write your code fast and you can write your code clean by using ESLint and a bunch of other tools that we are going to be going into later in the course. So secondly, you have tons of extensions that make writing code the right way and fixing errors easy. So you could debug your code with extensions on VS Code. You could use ESLint to guide you when you're creating applications and you're trying to make sure that you use the present day convention. So you're not writing obsolete code. You're writing the code that's accepted in today's world and would function as you want it to. The third one is it has an inbuilt terminal, which allows you run commands from the editor without having to use external terminals. And what an external terminal is, for example, so here you can move into the desktop directory by doing a cd desktop. And if I check all the files that are there by using dir, you see that it's telling me I have currently two files, which is basic and the VS Code setup. And that's because I already downloaded VS Code, so I would not be downloading that in this tutorial, but you would need to. So this is where you'll be downloading VS Code from. Come on here to their website and check this out. You can pick the build for your particular system, if it's the Windows, Mac, or Linux. So after that, okay, before we actually do this, I'm going to show you some commands, which is first of all this. Notice that this does not do anything. This says code is not recognized as an internal or external command. So it doesn't understand what this means. Good. And the next one is we're going to open up the desktop right here, and we're going to right click on this. And if you right click, you see that there are no options here that are familiar to what we'll be seeing in the future. So now let's proceed with installing VS Code. So accept the agreement. And here you can see where this is sending my VS Code files to. So you see it's users, keyword, app data, local, programs, Microsoft, VS Code. Since I already have it installed, it's going to say it's there. Should we merge it? Go ahead and do that. So since I already have it installed, it's going to bring up a prompt asking me to since I already have it installed, it's going to bring up here. You can see the file. Here you can see the folder where the actual file is going to be. And if I click on this, it's going to bring up a prompt because I already have this, I already installed this before and I didn't clear my directory. So it's going to show me this, but if you don't have VS Code on your system, it's not going to show you this. It's going to go right ahead. So next, and here is the interesting part. Remember I told you that you should pay attention to those areas that I showed you, the code that I ran and the menu that I opened up. So I use this 3 because this basically helps my workflow. So first off, this open with code, take this, and next it, install. So we're just gonna come back when this is done. So now it's done. I'm going to untick this and finish. So note that right now we have a new option here, and this is in open with code. And that was from that second line saying add open with code to the Windows context directory menu. So we click on this and we open up VS Code. We have our VS Code open and ready for business. So remember that I told you that it has a terminal, which is here. So we don't have to even go outside here, like I mentioned earlier, to write any command. We can simply write that inside of here. So while it's loading, let's add a file, CSS. So I'm going to leave this empty just for now. And in here, you can see basic. So if I run that code again, dir, and it's telling me the file we have is just this. So we close that, and then we close this too. And now we're here. If I click on this, the fact that I picked the third option, I said add open with supported files. If I click on this file now, and because it's a CSS file, it's going to open up in VS Code. It's not going to ask me what would you like this file to be opened with. It's going to know directly that it's meant to open with VS Code. And as you can see, the file is open. And the last example will be to show you the last line. We said add to path. If I come into any command line anywhere in the actual system, I can access this. I can access all the files inside of. If at any point I need to access any file inside of the Visual Studio Code menu, I can just use code for that and use a dot to trigger the application to get launched. If I press enter, now it's going to launch VS Code. No more unrecognized command as we saw earlier. We'll be going to a lot more things as we proceed with other